Hi everyone, I'm Paul Connell from Open Innovations, formerly ODI Leeds, and I'm very happy to welcome Tracy Brabin, who is Mayor of West Yorkshire, and she's going to help us kick off Planet Data 4. Hi Tracy.
Hi, it's great to be here.
Fantastic. So I've got some questions that we'd like to ask you to help us work out, to describe why this is so important to you and the rest of West Yorkshire. So you've made tackling the climate emergency one of your 10 pledges. What are your priorities?
Well, it's as I say, we've got to hit that target, but along the way, we've also got to make sure that we're in a place to deliver for ourselves. Obviously, the government talking about levelling up, but we have to take control of our destiny. And part of that is to make sure we have a skilled workforce, that we are ambitious and bold as leaders. And one example today, I was with a brilliant company working out of Kirklees. It was a project in Huddersfield, retrofitting 8 council houses. Each house costs, it's a pilot, £60,000 to properly retrofit. So it's solar panels, it's ground source heat pumps, it's obviously the walls are insulated. Their work, their tech of these homes is just phenomenal. But we have to get these pilots up and running so that we can really make a difference when it comes to our council house stock. Tens of thousands of these need to be done. We're bidding to government for more money for a project just under 2,000 council properties. So, we have to take control of it. We have to be bold, and we have to, have those projects in place. We can also get other people excited to come and work with us and collaborate, but also use this really brilliant, clever folk who are at our, fantastic world-leading universities and colleges locally to help us with our thinking, with our data, with our innovation, with the tech solutions, and to get those, that skilled workforce in place. So opportunities for people to pivot as well, from maybe being brickies or, plumbers or electricians, to get them to be agile, to be able to do all of the retrofitting so we can get that workforce up and running.
Fantastic. I think you've already answered my next question, which was, how do you think technology, innovation and digital and data products are going to help us tackle the challenge? And just before you answer, the focus on doing and stopping people talking about stuff, I think if that's the one thing people take away from today, that's what I'd love them to do, because we've got a showcase of people who are doing things actually now. So just going back a step, so how do you think technology, innovation, data and digital are going to help us?
Well, it's absolutely vital. And the more we know, the faster we can respond. Obviously, we've got our hard flood defences, that are feats of engineering and tech solutions and creative solutions. But also, I was at Nexus in Leeds the other week and saw a company that was using data to predict flooding. And my understanding was that in Germany, they understood it was coming because of their data, but people weren't listening. So we have to be the voice of the data companies to also amplify the tech and the outcomes to make sure that we respond and we're flight of foot. But of course, sensors in buildings. There's a new company in Leeds, Utterbury. They're doing sensors that can feel movement, but heat changes and so on. So tech is definitely a part of the solution. But I'm going to be running an innovation festival, and we're going to have some competitions for great innovation solutions, particularly around green. So trying to have that leadership role to support the sector that sometimes is overlooked by government, something that business will do and business will provide. But I'm hoping to be the voice for innovation as well in West Yorkshire.
Great. Well, you heard it here first, Tracy's innovation competition. So I'm looking forward to that. So I've already said that we love buses at Open Innovations and ODI Leeds. You've made public ownerships of buses a priority. Tell us how that's going to happen, what your ambitions are.
Well, I speak as a passenger. I use buses and rail to commute. So I, as the mayor, I am the voice of the passenger, and we know that the bus system across West Yorkshire is broken. We know that people before the pandemic were not using it. And honestly, I was at a bus stop the other day, and there was a driver of a bus on the other side of the road, and he leant out the window and said, "Oh, you're our mayor." I'm like, "Yeah, hello." And he said, "What are you doing at a bus stop? Have you not got a car?" That can't be the situation we're in. Buses must be the first choice, but they won't be unless they're clean, they're green, they're capped, the fare is capped, so it's fair. And also that we've got that integrated joined up system, so you can get a bus to the railway station, and when you get off the bus, you know your train is 5-10 minutes. So we have to map it out, and that's what's really important for me with the mass transit offer. It's not just about Leeds, it's about the whole region, how we make sure that that bus offer is, you know, attractive. We've got quite a good return for young people who are coming back onto the buses. But I think it was helped over the summer. We had a scheme for cheaper fares for young people. So we have 90% back on the buses pre-pandemic. So it's trying to get buses to be the most attractive choice. But how do we do that? Well, I've been saying to government that we're going to bid for the bus improvement scheme, but we're also going into an enhanced partnership with the bus providers. We've supported them to the tune of many millions during the pandemic to keep going, alongside government, of course. Now, I want to make sure that they'll work with us to make buses better in the short term and medium term, whilst we look at what the plan would be for public control. We've allocated £1 million to do that extra work to prepare us for that decision. But I don't want to sit around. I want it to be better now. So applying for this money from government, but also innovations like colour-coded routes, like the tube network for complicated routes out of Leeds, trying to simplify it, trying to make sure that we have two buses an hour in the most regular services. It's awful when your bus drops off the schedule and 5 minutes before it's supposed to arrive, and you've got to wait another hour. So it's really important we get the regularity as well. So it's a joint effort, working with the bus companies, government, the team here, but we've got to make it better for now whilst we look at public control.
Fantastic, and obviously we'd love to help. The ghost buses of West Yorkshire are something that we've looked at for a long time, and we've just done a piece of work where we've mapped the time it takes by public transport for any part of the north of England. So I know that Transport for the North and West Yorkshire Combined Authority are looking at that to see if they can help, and obviously we'd love to help out with the data.
Thank you. That'd be helpful. Can I just say as well, that it's the unfairness of those people potentially with caring responsibilities, yes, often women who do a multitude of trips. And so when it's not capped, they are disadvantaged because they're doing more trips. It doesn't seem fair. And also to make that cleaner, greener, more reliable service is also better for safety, for passengers, for women and girls, so that your train is going to come, your bus is going to come. You're not stood at the bus stop for an extra hour, potentially in a place where you might feel uncomfortable. You just want to get on your bus and get home. We've got to make it more reliable for the safety of women and girls, but also so that we make it fair with that capped fare for those with caring responsibilities. Absolutely. If you've never experienced the bus not turning up, I don't think it's not really for you to set that policy. But what is very helpful, being the mayor, I can text the team here and say, the bus has disappeared. And suddenly I do get a response like, well, the reason was the driver was sick and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But that there is the sense, well, on our system, the bus is there. And I can tell you the bus is not there. The ghost buses. But imagine £1 single, £2 return, £3 cap. There we go. That's imagine if we can get that. Yeah. So, and I know this is really close to your heart, but if we were, what other powers do you need so you can go further and faster? Well, certainly when it comes to climate, I feel there's further we can go. Government, their target is 2050 for zero carbon. But it's so frustrating because on the one hand, a couple of years ago, the retrofitting homes was something that they wanted to roll out, then they pulled back on it. And now they're saying, that they want to hit these targets, but it looks like HS2 potentially from the Midlands to Leeds could be pulled. I know HS2 will reduce carbon emissions because it gets freight off the road and onto the tracks. So, government is saying one thing, but actually in reality, we're getting something else. So I'm asking government for more powers, not just over flood defences and so on, but being able to retrofit homes, being able to set targets on clean air, being able to have more bus lanes, being able to have more EV charging points, being able to have more electric buses, because at the moment I'm in a bidding war with other, combined authorities. So we're having these beauty contests for pots of funding about green tech. Surely just give us the money and then we can spend it and get what we need in order to reduce our emissions. And I'm trying to say to government, we can help you deliver. We are your allies in this. And certainly with COP26, we should be leading the way on these bold initiatives and empowering regional mayors to do everything that they can because they know their region. For example, if you're Steve Rotherham, you're on the coast, you can do more wind, wind solutions. If you're in South Yorkshire, there's opportunities for more innovation around tech. We know what we need locally. Give us the powers to do that. It's really important that, we see the issues, we see the problems. We should be able to find the solutions ourselves.
Fantastic. So I think that it's help us change the name of HS2 to Extra Capacity Freight 2, and also give us the money. We know what to do, and obviously all of the sponsors and the team here at Open Innovations are here to help you with that and demonstrate that actually the people here exist and you don't need to do beauty parades to decide where the money gets spent. Fantastic. So one of the partners here on Planet Data 4 is the Kingdom of the Netherlands and the Netherlands Embassy. So what more can we do to work in partnership across the sophisticated Northern European places to make a difference?
Well, I'm so pleased that the Kingdom of the Netherlands has joined us because I think it is a combined problem. It isn't just limited to West Yorkshire or the UK. It is about the world, and obviously it's about saving the planet, but it's also about giving opportunities for young people and skills and jobs and regeneration for all of our communities across Europe and the world. So it is absolutely about open data, about sharing our knowledge, and about working with partners to find the quickest solutions, the boldest, the most impactful, and not trying to, compete with each other or outdo each other, but to share our knowledge for the sake of everyone else. So I'm very open to collaboration, to cooperation. I'm a labour and cooperative mayor, so I'm very used to cooperating. And so any solutions that are on offer, very happy to share our knowledge and to learn from others. It's the only way to do it. Obviously, we've had Brexit and we've had COVID that has meant maybe less cross-fertilization of ideas and people, but I'm hoping as we come out of this pandemic and we get that fair, just recovery, that we can work more across Europe and obviously the world as well, but working with partners like the Kingdom of the Netherlands.
Fantastic, and the scale of ambition is so great to hear, and I know that our partners across the northern lands, as we call them, will be really pleased to hear that. And we've got our Northern Lands conference that's probably going to come up in March next year, that obviously we'll be taking what we learn and share at Planet Data 4 into Northern Lands 4 next year. So Tracy, thanks so much for joining us today. It's been really great. Is there anything you'd like to finish off by saying before we hand back?
I just want to say the future is innovation. The future is digital, and we know in West Yorkshire, we lag behind with our research and development, with our productivity, with our digital skills. we're an amazing place. We're great already, but I know we can go that extra mile and be the most innovative region in the country, known, around Europe for our smarts and our creative problem solving. So I really look forward to working with you in the future.
Fantastic. Thanks so much.
Absolute pleasure.